my name is Wayne, and thank you for watching my video series on my channel. Today we're going to talk about installing the rear entertainment system for your car, your W222 or 2016 Mercedes-Benz S550. For whatever reason you didn't get the rear entertainment package at the dealership, maybe it cost, or maybe you were planning to do it yourself or at another time. You're doing this because either you have young adults, young children, maybe older adults, and whenever you're going long trips, they're bored, they're asking you multiple questions, are we there yet? And if that's you, then I'm talking to you. So basically, let me show you what the package looks like. The package looks like this. I ordered this from eBay, and there's multiple ways of hooking it up. You can hook it directly up to the cigarette lighter. It comes with two types of connections. One is to hook up to the cigarette lighter, one is to hardwire it to your car. And if you're going to hardwire it to your car, you probably want to hardwire it switched, which means that when you turn the car off, the DVD players are turned off as well. The last thing you want is to come back to a dead battery and you can't start your car. So this is one of those rare occasions where I'm in front of the camera, and most of my camera video shooting is behind the scenes. I'm doing close-ups and stuff like that, but just wanted to jump in front of the camera and say hello, and let's get started, and let's open up the package content and show you how to hook this thing up. So all right, and this particular item here goes in the headrest, and it'll actually go in here. Actually it'll face this way, and then let's take out some of this stuff, and these little connectors here will actually connect to the post, which is here. Let's go ahead and take this out. This is the hardwire I was telling you about, but there's also the remote control as well, and this is for your cigarette lighter, which is here. So two ways to hook it up: using a cigarette lighter, or you can hardwire it to your car with the existing wires. Let's go ahead and take this out. This is for the other DVD. This is the wireless headsets. You just install batteries in it, which is AAA. This is the other headset for the other video. And let's go ahead and, of course, this is the user manual. And this is the actual monitor themselves. Let me just take them out of the box. And this is the actual video, and this is 10 inches, so actually seat like that. The same thing for over here. And this is the actual CD-ROM. This is the quick start guide, basically showing you how to. So let's actually take this out and see what it actually looks like. All right, and this is basically what the screen looks like. I actually sit here. It looks pretty nice. And the actual DVD player is right there. And of course, that's the power source. So this is my third car where I'm actually installing this, and the end result is pretty good because your passengers are ecstatic and they're excited. They can watch or whatever movie they want, or other things, and this component does a lot. So we're gonna move this monitor out of the way. We're gonna move this second monitor out of the way, and I want to show you this, which is adjustable. So it'll adjust to the post, which is right there, and it will go in there just like that, and just where this would sit. So we're gonna take this piece here. We're gonna have this face this way, and we're gonna actually come in here, and we're gonna push this way. All right, so now that's like that. We're gonna take this package, and we're gonna look for that little screw right there. And that's basically to put in that little hole right there after we insert the camera. Alright, so now I got the screw, and the screw actually goes in here. And of course, that goes in this piece here. Let's put this over here, move this out of the way. And this piece actually come out like that. Let's go down, and you see you have 3 levels of adjustments. And if we put the screw in one of them, let's go ahead and put the screw in right here and just turn it. And that's basically how it would go. So 3 levels of adjustment. I'm gonna push this whole slot in. Mostly I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna take this and we're gonna insert it just like that. Alright, so basically what I'm gonna take this monitor, I'm gonna flip it down so I can have some room behind here. And take this screw, and it's gonna go into that hole. Like that, if you can see it properly. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn it until it's tight. Alright, so now that screw is tight there, take this and put it back. And so we have the first monitor installed, and it just takes a few minutes. Alright, so this is the end result of the first monitor. We can go ahead and install the second monitor on this. And let's come outside and actually see how it looks. It looks pretty cool. Alright, so now we're on the left hand side. We can go ahead and take out that gold screw. Alright, we're going to do the same exact thing. And this is going to come this way, and the monitor is going to be inserted in that. So let's go ahead and insert that. And we're going to go ahead and push this in first, like that. Come over here, push like that. And of course, you know the screw goes in right there after we insert the monitor. So we can go ahead and take this monitor out of the bag. Alright, so we got the monitor out of the bag, and of course, you know, this actually comes down like that. I'm going to go ahead and insert it into that hole. Okay, so now that second monitor is inserted into the hole. We can go ahead and take our gold screw, and of course we got to open the door to have some space to work behind it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to peel this down like that. And we're going to take our gold screw, we can go in the back, we're going to insert it into that hole, which is right here. This is not going to be tight. Take this, we're going to push this back. And so now we're almost halfway towards our completion. So let me just go outside and actually take a look how it looks from the outside. Alright, it looks pretty nifty, looks pretty nice. Can't wait to turn it on. Let me go ahead and wind down the window. Alright, so this is basically what it looks like when the windows are down. It looks pretty nice. And when we finish with everything, of course, we're going to peel this little plastic off so the screen is very, very shiny, or we can actually just leave it on. I'm going to show you 2 ways to power them. Open up the bag. We'll take this out. This is basically to hook it up to your car permanently. And another way is using the cigarette lighter. So we'll do the cigarette lighter first because that's the easiest and fastest. And then I'll show you the how to hook it up to your car permanently. Okay, all right, so different connection. All right, to hook it up with the cigarette lighter, you have that little yellow tip right there. That yellow tip goes into that bottom hole right there, and then we hook the other part to the cigarette lighter. So we can go ahead and hook that up and run to the cigarette lighter and turn it on and see how it looks. All right, so now we're in front of the car. You probably need one of these dual cigarette lighters. Go ahead, push this here. We're gonna take this, I'm gonna push it in. That's on. Take this one, push it over there, that's on. Take this, push it there, and like that. So this is the simple way of powering those two DVD players. Let's go ahead and go to the back and take a quick look. And of course, you know that the dual cigarette lighter is not included. You have to get this extra. Order that or get it online. Okay, so we know that the monitors have power because we see a red thing right there. We can go ahead and turn it on. And we're gonna do the same thing for over here. Go ahead, we're gonna press the power button, turn that on. And it's basically loading. And of course, we have the wireless headset that that comes with batteries, and the batteries is included for this. And then of course we have the remote if you don't want to use your fingers and, you know, change some of the settings on this. But let's go outside the car and see how it really looks. All right, so they're both in operation. We got two DVD players. If you have more than one occupant in the car, you know, they can both watch, or even the same thing. But that's the fast, short, simple way of installing. But me, I like my installation to be clean and look a little bit more professional. And I'm gonna go ahead and hot wire it to the car that is switched. That when the car turns off, these also turn off as well. So, and how you open up the DVD, come back here and pop open the thing just like that. Push that back in, lean this back, you're good to go. All right, so that's your own DVD player. Let me take a look at this side as well. So so that's it. So whoever is in back seat, they're gonna have a couple of videos that they're watching. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna tap the 12 volt from the cigarette lighter and go ahead and push that out. And we actually have two screws in there. And there's one screw right there, and the other one, if you can see it, it's right there. And both of them, of course, they use a T20, and this is basically what it looks like. So what we're gonna do, we're going to unscrew them and pull that cigarette lighter out. All right, so we got the first screw out. We'll go ahead and we'll open this up, put that screw right there. We'll work on the second screw, which is right there. And we got the second screw out, put it here. All right, in order to have this come all the way out, this piece has to be removed first. And to remove this piece kind of tricky. There's two tabs. There's one here, and there's another one right here. So what you do, both tabs have to be pushed down at the same time, and then this comes out. So let's go ahead and try that. All right, I was successfully able to get here. You probably want to have something as small as this, and come in here, feel the tab, push it down, and then pull. Try to do it the same. You're gonna do one side at a time. Pull that out. Come over on this side. Feel the tab that you can actually push down like that, and then pull this out until this eventually comes out like that. So this is the actual tab that you're actually pushing in. We're gonna take this piece here, and this is the back of it. And this is the tab that you actually come in and you actually pushing down. And the same thing over here. Come here and you're actually pushing that down. And then when you get one side out, you pull it out a little bit, go over to the other side, take this, push it down like that, pull this side until this whole piece just comes out and slides out. So that's it. So now this whole piece will just come out, just slide out like that. All right. So there go the wires that we're going to tap into for the cigarette lighter, and there's a connector in the back. We're also going to test the voltage, and we need one of these tools which basically lights up when you hook this end to the ground and this one to the positive. So this is very helpful for audio video in a car. All right, so let's go ahead. And so I'm gonna disconnect the connectors here and just test the wires and see what we got. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this wire out so it makes it easy for me to test. Now we're gonna take a voltmeter, we're gonna put it on DC 20, and we're gonna go ahead and put the red lead to the brown and then the black lead and see what we get as far as voltage. But I'm gonna do it with the car off, and I'm gonna do it with the car on and see if this thing even registers. All right, so here we go. We got the red lead is going into, let me come back out, going into the brown, and then the black lead is going into the black and the red. And we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna turn on the accessory mode, and we're gonna see if this thing goes to like 12 volts. Let's go ahead and put that down right there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna press the button. We're gonna come here, and sure enough, we have 12 volts. And if we do the same thing with this tool, this will probably light up. All we gotta do is hook this up to ground. We'll touch this to the brown, which is supposed to be a positive, and this should light up. So let's try that. All right, so we have 12 volts here. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the power. And if we come here, this should show 0. And sure enough, it does. So that's how you test for switch and unswitched. We're going to go ahead, we're going to do the same exact thing with this. Just in case you don't have a multimeter like this, we can use a simple tool like this and do the exact same thing. The only difference is it's not going to read the voltage. Okay, so a little correction. What we're going to do, we're going to take this tool and we're going to hook it up to the ground. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to test all the wires. And we got the brown and the red. We'll go ahead and stick it in the brown first. All right, it doesn't light up. So my original assumption was wrong. This is probably the negative wire. Let's go ahead and hook up to the black and the red, and voila, it lights up. So this is our positive. So just a slight correction there. And basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna tap into these two wires as our source or switch, and then we can basically snake it through there, and then come out on the side over here and just run the wire where it's at the side of the seat and actually goes underneath the seat, so we have a nice clean installation. So that's basically how you test it. It's always good to have two tools. One is a backup. Even if you had hooked this up wrong, it'll still work, but we want to try to do everything correctly as possible. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to snake a wire so we can basically tap into the red wire here. This is positive, and like we found out, the brown wire is negative. We're going to snake a wire from here. We're not going to go here because this is where your lights is, your illumination. We're going to come here and we're going to go into that, tap into this. We're going to run the wire along this little corridor here until we get to the seat, and then we'll have wires for the left seat, the driver, as well as the passenger, to hook up these two monitors. All right, so let me show you what it looked like when I'm done. All right, so this is what our snake wire looked like. I ran it in here, and the wire's coming out the other end, and of course my entire hand, which will come out over here, and basically feeling the wire here. So this is basically how you snake it, and you take your time until the wire comes out. And what we're going to do now, we're going to tap into these wires here. We're going to hook up the wire that we're going to attach. We're going to hook it up to this, and we're basically just going to pull this back until the wire actually comes out. And that's how you snake something, even snaking a house, but that's the general idea. This wire I have here, this is a regular speaker wire. We're going to follow the same nomenclature where the stripe is a positive and then the no stripe is a negative. We're going to hook it up and basically pull it through. And this is our little device we're going to use to cut a little bit of the wire. And all right, so as you can see, I'm stripping away just a little portion of the wire. I'm careful not to cut the whole wire. Just want to move the plastic off of it. All right, so I removed the strip from both wires, the positive and negative. And the next thing is to hook the speaker wire up and connect it. All right, so that's basically how the wires are connected. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put electrical tape, and then I'm going to attach the other end of the wire to this and just pull the other end, and that's how we snake it through. All right, so that's basically how everything looks once it's attached. Now let's attach it to the wire and snake it through the car. Now notice the direction I'm putting the wire when I'm snaking through the car. I'm pushing it in the direction where I'm pulling it. If I pull it the other way, it'll probably come off, but I'm going to put it this way, put tape around it, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so that's basically how the wire is. And of course I'm going to need two hands, as having one hand here and then the other hand will be here to guide this wire in. And I'm just going to basically pull it like I'm doing so. I'm going to put the camera down and actually show the wire on this end when I'm done. All right, that's what the other end of the wire looks like when I'm pulling it or snaking it through. Nice and slow. See that? Let me back the camera out just a little bit so you can see better. I'm going to put this wire in here. Make it easy to pull. And all I'm doing is pulling it. All right, and this of course will connect back to your cigarette lighter assembly, and that's basically it. And all we're gonna do with this is run the wire underneath this, you know, of course, and then run it here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reconnect everything and put in this huge assembly. The part number for the cigarette lighter assembly is A222-6800310. Pretty much a big assembly here. That's the cigarette lighter, that little glass tube, that's probably for the lights. And we're gonna put this guy back, and then we can go ahead and put that back. So let's go ahead and reinsert this. All right, and notice the screws. There's one there, and there's one on this side that we have to put in before we put this one back. All right, so now we're gonna put the cover back in. Go down, we're gonna push down and then push in until you hear the snap. Let's go ahead and close that. And now everything's perfect. Let's go ahead and test this. That comes out. Okay. All right, so this is good. All right, so we're done with that, our power source. Let's move on to the next stage. We're gonna continue with the snaking of the wire on the side, which is right here. And of course, you're gonna go ahead and push it right underneath. And we're gonna stop about here. And the only reason why I have extra wires so I can have some to go underneath the seat. And then we're gonna have some for the other side. But let's finish. If you can see, we're gonna push the entire thing underneath so you can't see anything. Okay, so now our wires, you can't even see it. It's completely hidden, except for, of course, underneath the seat. And we can go ahead and leave that there. I'm gonna actually move the front seat back and show you how clean it is and how clean of an installation. It's also helpful to have something like this where you can actually come here and just push the wire underneath just in case you can't reach. So let's go ahead and let me move that front seat back and see how it looks. All right, and this is what we want. We want a clean installation. We don't want anything showing anywhere. All right, that's it. And let's come at the side of the car, go down, and we can't even see the wires because we tucked it nice and neat. All right, so now that we have ran the wire in the back, what we're gonna do, we're going to split this wire so voltage can come to this monitor here, and then we can have vultures go with that monitor there. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have this go inside of here. All right, we're gonna take a tool like this. We're gonna pop this section off. So let's go ahead and put this in here. That pops out like that. This comes out, and we can't tap this because this is AC. So, and there go the space in there where we're gonna combine these two wires and, you know, make it nice and neat. So this is a better shot with the light on. So if you can look on the side, we can basically run the wire in here and then connect to the other side. So let me go ahead and do that and can show you what it looked like. All right, so we have the power line here, and basically what it has in this is the audio and video, and then the same thing for the other monitor has this. So basically what you're going to do, you're going to connect these wires, the audio and the video wires, and basically what it's going to allow you to do is you're able to play DVD in one monitor and then have it show on the second monitor without actually having these needing a DVD ROM in the second monitor. So they'll be able to interchange like that. If one person wants to watch a movie and the same person wants to watch the same movie, you can actually have both monitors show at the same time. So that's basically what. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna combine these two. All right, so all the wires are gonna connect here, color for color, and this is the left and the right, and then we have the power source, which is the red and the black for the left monitor, and then we have the power source for the right, which is the red and the black, and we're gonna hook it up to this wire here, which we already ran to the cigarette lighter. So we're gonna tuck everything in there and make it look nice and neat. All right, so we're gonna do two things. We're gonna snake the wire coming from the cigarette lighter into that little space right there, and at the same time we're going to, when we pulling the wire back out, we're going to reattach the wire to this so we can actually pull it out and actually attach it to that guy right there. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, so there go my, let's see if you can see it. There go the wire that I actually snaked, which is right there. I'm just going to go ahead and pull it. All right, and there go our snake wire. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to take something like this and just pull it out until it actually comes through. And this is it right here. So we're going to do the rest until that doesn't show anymore. And then we have our power source for both monitors. Now that we got the cable, what we're going to do, we're going to hook up to this, and that's going to be the power source. All right, so basically this is what it looks like so far. We want to give it a little bit of slack, so when you move the seat front and back, there's a little bit of slack in the wire. We can basically just insert the wire here if you want, but you can always come back to that later. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Now, one thing I want you to know, for each side, it has its own little fuse in here going to the positive. Let me show you what it looked like. I'm going to basically unscrew it. And this is the actual fuse that's in there. Take this out. At least you can probably get at your regular hardware store. But so you have a fuse here, and then you have a fuse for the cigarette lighter in the back trunk, which I'm going to show you later. And so what we're going to do with the right monitor, we're going to take this, snake it, put the snake in the same area we did over here, and so we can go into the side. All right, and we're doing the snaking on the right hand side. You see where the wire is? So basically what we're going to do is take that wire, and we're going to connect it to this, tape it around, and then pull it out so it comes out on the side, just like we did this one here. So I'm gonna show you what it looked like. Alright, so now that we have everything tied with tape, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull it until it comes all the way out. This is the wire that we're gonna pull, and let me do it with two hands. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so we're able to get the wire through by pulling it. Of course you need two hands. Just pull it, and this comes out as well. And then this end is going to hook up to this monitor, and then we have our power source. Then we're going to go ahead and connect our last wire, which is this wire coming from the cigarette lighter, to give both of these monitors power source. And it's switched, so when you turn the car off, the monitors turn off as well. Alright, so that wire is attached, and of course we want to give the cable some play for people to move the seat up and down without causing an issue. Alright, so we'll go ahead, and so we have everything connected. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to take this and we're going to put it in that space in there, and then we're going to close everything up, make it everything look nice and neat. Alright, so now that everything is tucked inside, we're going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to actually let's fix this here. Alright, so now that's straight. We're going to take this, come here, I'm going to put it back until it snaps. Alright, so now we have a nice clean installation. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn the power on to see if these monitors light up. This should be red, and that should be red. We'll see what happens.
Brooklyn Nets. Oh man.
Alright, now that we have both players playing, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and open it up. Open up the back and insert a CD into it. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. I'm gonna push this down like that. Press that, and there's this little paper thing we want to move so the CD can play. We can go ahead and open this up. We have a bunch of CDs that we can actually play. This is probably where I keep the remote and the battery for the remote. I'll go ahead and take this out. And we also have the wireless headsets that we can play. So there's different ways of getting the sound to come out. We can actually have it come out from the unit itself. We can have it come to the headphones, or we can play through the stereo of the car to make it like a home theater. So let's go ahead and put in a movie, one of these movies, and see what it actually looks like. Alright, so we can go ahead and open this up. And this is not a 3D player. We just want the regular CD. We'll just take one of them out and put them in a player, see what it'll look like. Okay, so now we have the movie playing, and it has built-in speakers into the DVD monitor, so we don't have to do anything much for that. But if we want to go into the menu system, of course we can do it from the remote, or we can do it from the screen. It's a lot easier to do it from the remote, but you can also do it from the screen where you hit the menu button, and you can scroll up and down. I'm going to use the remote because the remote's a lot easier to do. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the sound output. And we want that sound output to come from the wireless headphones. So let's take out the wireless headphones and come in here. And we're going to take out the wireless headphones. We're going to check to make sure that the batteries are inside of it. And the batteries don't come included, so you have to buy it. And this one uses a AAA battery. Here go the battery compartment. Go ahead, we're gonna open this up. Alright, so there go the battery. And go ahead, we're gonna make sure we notice the polarity On the left you see the negative sign, on the right you see the positive sign, so that's how you insert the battery. You can go ahead and put the top back on. Alright, and this is the wireless headphones. There's two. You can basically go ahead and turn it on, and you see the blue light is actually on. And we can select the selector. Right now it's selected on B, and you have A for the other headphone. So what we're going to do in this, we're going to go into the menu and select the wireless headphones. So now it doesn't play from this anymore, but it plays from this. So let's go ahead and try that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the setup, which is this button here, which is basically up on the screen. We're going to scroll down to sound. We're going to go ahead and scroll to the right. And then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to select this one, and we're going to select IRB, and then we're going to come out of it. So now, I don't know if you can hear the sound, but let's go ahead and see if we can listen to it. All right, and it's actually playing. So that's from your wireless headphones, and you can turn up the volume and everything like that. There's no wires, and we have a nice clean insulation here, and the wires are tucked in right behind the seat. The same thing for this as well. So when you have, let me open up the door, make some sunlight come in. So when you go to a car wash, you don't have people pulling and let's see if we can zoom out just a little bit. Okay. So that's basically it. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna have the sound come out through the car stereo system, make it sound like a home theater. So let's go ahead and try that. We're gonna go back into the menu system and then show you how to do it. All right, so we want to play the monitors, have both monitors or one monitor play on the car stereo system. We can go ahead and we're gonna hit the setup button, which is here, and we're gonna scroll down to sound. And we're gonna just navigate over, and we're gonna scroll down, and this is basically some of the settings of some of the channels. Let me zoom in there that you can actually change into. Let's go ahead, and we're basically gonna pick a channel that there's no music or anything on that channel. It's nice and clean. So now we're gonna go in the front of the car, and we're gonna direct enter or enter that number key into it, so it can actually play on the speakers. All right, we selected 88.5. Let's go ahead and use the command button. We're gonna go down, select the option. We want direct entry, we want FM, and we just wait for the dialogue, and we want to select 88.5, and we're gonna hit OK. And if we turn up the volume here, we can actually hear the movie playing on the car speaker. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down, and then there's one or two more options I want to show you on the monitor. So let's go to the back seat. All right, so we're in the back seat again. Let's go ahead and turn up the volume, and we're actually hearing it on the car stereo system, and it's good. It sounds like a home theater. All right, the next thing I want to show you is one or two items that I want to show you. So we can go back in the setup menu. I'm going to do it from the remote. I'm going to hit the setup button here. I'm scroll down, and we want to go ahead and we want to go into sound and basically take it off of the car stereo. All right, let's go ahead, scroll back out. Let me scroll down. And these are one of the two options I want to show you. The aspect ratio, normally it's set to 4.3, but we want to make it like a home theater. We'll go ahead and switch it to 16.9, and then we scroll down to resume, and this is when you turn the car off and you turn the car back on, you want the movie to play from where it stopped. So that's very important. And then the last but not least, if we want to play it on both monitors at the same time, there's a button on the remote that we want to go down to. And let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. That button is called DVD AV, which is audio out. So we're basically going to come to this monitor here, the second monitor, because the second monitor doesn't have the CD-ROM like the first monitor. So we want to basically take what's playing on the monitor number 1 and play it on monitor number 2 with the DVD AV button. We get a menu like that, and that's the option that we want. We want AV. Now you remember those white and red and yellow cable that we connected, which is in there? That allows you to play from one monitor to the next without having to put a second CD-ROM in the DVD player. So if you have 2 people in the back that want to watch the same movie, that's basically how you do it. So this is basically a nice installation of the rear entertainment kit. So it's pretty nifty. But once you put in the work, the person that's sitting back and enjoying it, they're going to enjoy it tremendously. I hope you enjoyed this video presentation of how to install a rear entertainment kit for your children or any young adults that's sitting in the back of your car. I just want you to make this a great learning experience. Subscribe and like, and I'll talk to you soon.